I can't take my sleeping pills anymore because apparently you're not supposed to mix them with the pills they're giving me that they started me on yesterday. So
Oh.
I'm pretty wired.
Oh, well, that's going to make things a lot more fun for you.
Yeah, this one's supposed to make me drowsy. I guess it's an antipsychotic,
What do they got you on that for?
and he won't do Ritalin. He just flat out like refused.
So wait, he won't do Ritalin, but he'll give you an antipsychotic?
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Which is riddled with things that are so much worse for you than anything else in the market?
Apparently. We're supposed to help, but I don't know. Every story starts the same way. I'll just do a little bit until Sunday. And now I don't even know who I am. Not that I ever really did.
Last night.
What's in your head? It's in your head. Maybe 35.
Did we hit that long?
Yeah, it's about 35. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden. Hi there. Happy Wednesday. It is December the 4th, 2019. I'm Eric, talking at you as always, beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where whenever I tell a story about someone I know who did something really stupid and I got to see it, always I'm the guy in the story. I'm the one who did the stupid thing. I didn't watch it. Just a confession.
Yeah, somebody's got to be blamed for something.
It's always me. Hey, you wouldn't believe what this jackass did today. It's always me. I'm the jackass. I'm just testing the waters to see how stupid the stupid thing is. And then when everyone goes, "Oh, I've done that too," you'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay, it was me." It's just true. Hi, everybody. Welcome to technically, I think it's about the 4th podcast from the lovely on-site drug rehabilitation center that I am quarantined in. Day 8, and it's exactly what you think it would be like.
Happy times and nothing but great vibes.
It really is. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. I cannot believe we are 20 days away from Christmas.
Yeah, I know.
It does not. I got, maybe with the snow and shit, you're getting more of that vibe. I got nothing. I think I'm worse than last year. I know you and I had this discussion, the same discussion about the same time last year, that it just didn't feel like Christmas. And this one's even worse. By far, it's just nothing.
No,
nothing.
I got no Christmas decorations set up in my house, so
no, there's none on Hastings Street. Well, not that there ever is; they just get stolen anyway. But there's nothing. So I look out the window and it's not Christmas, and obviously here there's no snow, so there's still a possibility of snow, but
we still have January. We still have a small bit of remnants left over from our little ice storm the other day. It's still been cold enough that nothing's melted out, so basically just have like this light. It's enough to cover the ground with a little bit of whiteness, but it's not snow as much as it's just, ice.
Yeah, today wasn't even cold. Today was actually quite sunny, and it was just it's like any other fall day. It doesn't feel like December. Like it's weird. It gets weirder every year. I guess maybe it's an age thing too. I just don't give a crap. I don't know. I don't get to spend it with my daughter, so I don't have any reason to care.
Yeah,
I sort of enjoyed it. I like the vibe. It's not my thing, but I like the Christmas spirit, so to speak. And it's just not there this year. I'm not negative about it. It's just nothing. It's just another day.
Yeah, I haven't had much of the feeling towards it for the last while. I'm hoping next year, maybe. I don't know.
Hence the name of my solo podcast that I launch and then never do. I've done one episode ever, but I'm trying to do another episode, which is more of a diary of my experiences here on site. And once again, it is called Just Another Day. Hopefully another episode is coming out some other day. And again, stick around for the February 1st debut of Stories Behind the Songs by Oracle Media Productions. It's going to be fun. What else do we got? Did you want to start in with Trump Doe or True Dump?
True Dump? Sure.
Our Prime Minister in classic Trudeau form. This is not a rare occurrence for him. I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's intentional sometimes.
Yeah, I just think that when he's in these talks, because there's no direct microphone on him, I literally just think that he just completely just forgets the fact that there's anybody else outside of his immediate world.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Justin Trudeau showed up at a summit in orange face, and Trump got all offended.
That would be amazing, by the way. And the funny thing is they're talking about how he's talked shit about Trump, but literally, he didn't say much, because all he said was...
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said, so I'm going to have to get this from you. I didn't get the actual quotes.
I have the actual quotes, and I've actually watched the video. And, I mean, yeah, he's talking about because he was on the plane with Trump because Trudeau's plane was damaged during taxiing before he arrived. So the Canadian special plane that they have over there was damaged, so he ended up tagging along with Trump for something else. And it says here, like, Trudeau was sitting there talking to the French President Emmanuel Macron and the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He was shooting the shit with those two. And he's like, and his quote is, here's Trudeau talking about Trump. And he goes, he was late because he takes a 40-minute press conference off the top. And they kind of laughed about it. And Trudeau continues on. He goes, you just watch his team's draws drop to the floor. That's it.
Huh.
That's what it is. He's basically just saying that it was supposed to be a 20-minute thing, and Trump ended up taking 40 minutes. And he was basically just sort of mocking him for that. And it was just it's a stupid thing, but with all the nasty shit that Trump says about everybody else, it's funny that this would relate to anything in comparison.
Well, he's incredibly thin-skinned. That's something he's shown during his presidency, is he can dish it out, but he definitely can't take it.
Nothing, and it doesn't even matter how small of a comment it is.
And especially being the machismo type that he is, for someone like Justin Trudeau to mock him in any fashion, just, that puny little girly man making fun of him. I could see it. Yeah, definitely. So, and I'm sure it's partially intentional. I mean, there's no doubt the two probably can't stand each other.
Oh, no, of course not.
And Trudeau at this point, I mean, I think he's kind of just, whatever. He's gotten away with everything he has up to this point. A little poking fun at Trump's not going to scare him off. He's the man can do no wrong, apparently. Even though he's yet to do something right, he's still, he gets to keep his job. It's what, Gord, really what it comes down to is this is what you and I have been waiting for. This is the degeneration that we've been talking about for 2 years together. We knew it was going to reach a point where it wasn't funny anymore, and I think we're there. I think it's just the two leaders are officially not leading anything. They both just look like fucking hot messes, and none of us care. We've lost so much faith in the government over the last 4 years that it just doesn't matter anymore.
It's very true. It's, even when I'm reading it, I'm not even reading it with the same amount of excitement that I used to read these sort of things with. I just don't care. It's another flub of moronic stupidity.
I quite often listen to Eric and Gord, just because, number one, it's an incredibly entertaining show. If you guys aren't already fans, I highly recommend you listen to it. But also, it's just circumstance. Sometimes it's the only one I can get to work, and I know that sounds silly, but it's true. I was trying to listen to Adam Carolla today. I even tried to give Joe Rogan a spin today, and it wouldn't work. All I got was me and you, so that's what I had. But I go back as far as I can to like June of 2018, and just hear the us talking about this day coming, and it's here. It's just, what do you do when your countries are in the situations that our two are in? Fuck.
You shake your head in disbelief, and and here's the thing, though. I mean, it's not just the two direct leaders. Like, I mean, you've got this Professor Carlin chick who is part of the that's part of the investigation to Trump right now. She literally gets on the stand or whatever and makes a reference about about Trump being like the difference between Trump and kings. Just trying to say how Trump thinks himself as above the law and everything else.
Sure.
And her basic reference point was this is just so stupid. She referenced Trump's 13-year-old son for the fact his name is Barron.
Yeah, I know. And his wife was all pissy about it.
But here's what I am going to say. First of all, Melina's response, beautifully worded.
She is good at that. Although she mostly steals what she says, but...
Yeah, which I would rather them steal what they're saying than to say something out of...
Sure, yeah, no, I totally agree. If you can class it up a little bit, I think you should take every chance.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it's just... I don't... As a political person, as a person who is in the government that deals with all this stuff... To drag a 13-year-old kid's name into this, to use it as a mocking point,
that's just what we've gotten to, and that's what that's what his lead has taken us to. You got to keep in mind this is the guy who refers to women as pigs and dogs and calls people every day under the sun. And people follow his lead. This is what voting for these two retards has led. Everyone's going to start sinking to their level, and I'm not saying it's right. It's absolutely not right, but it's what they've created, and it's the standard they've set that everyone else in government or related to government is going to follow.
No, it's very true. It's very, very true.
And then so will the populace eventually, and we'll be treating each other like that, which I think we genuinely are already. There's a lot of ignorant shit being thrown around that didn't happen 10 years ago. I know it didn't. Just the way we talk to each other, the way we deal with each other, the passive aggressive racism that's happening. It's all bred by our leaders. And no, you shouldn't. You're absolutely right. No one should bring a kid into the argument, especially not something as petty as like what his name is and whatnot. You got to think what these kids are going through, like just having their parents in the public like this, and they read the same news we do. They're hearing this shit. Like, we're talking about two guys that we don't give a fuck about, and 5 years from now we'll barely remember anything they did. But these people, they're reading about their parents. They're hearing this shit about their dads. Like,
yeah,
that's that kid at school. What do his friends say to him at school?
That's just it. I mean, what friends do you think he has left anymore?
Yeah,
they're going to be handpicked for him at this stage and told.
That's why Chelsea Clinton snapped.
Yeah. And same with the Bush daughters.
Did they?
George W. Bush's
Bush's daughters. Yeah, Bush's daughters were a train wreck. Sorry, I thought you said Obama's daughters.
No, they're both. Again, Obama's were the only ones that kept their shit together throughout the whole time. But
well, he didn't do anything, so he didn't do anything wrong. He just did nothing for 8 years. There wasn't much you could poke fun at him for. But no, come on, people. What are we doing? Like, we can't just sink to their level. We can't become the worst of what we could be just because our leaders suck.
But you know what, though? Hang on a second, though. Here's the thing. I mean, again, you're right. Trump opened the fucking door to this type of bullshit conversation, this type of talk, and that's how he spoke to everybody from before he became president, right through the presidency. But I mean, when I guess I don't even know what to think about, because like you're talking about a guy who just had the leader of Canada talking to the leader of the fucking the UK, and the leader of fucking wherever, France. Literally stand there openly mocking him, and then this fucking idiot comes back from this meeting, and the first thing he declares off of his fucking plane when he gets back is, "Oh, the world leaders deeply respect me."
Yeah. I think everybody can see through that shit now, or they should.
Yeah, but why make this statement? I mean, that's what I don't like. You're asking for the ridicule when you open your mouth like that. Like, he's directly asking for it, knowing you just commented. You just called Trudeau a two-faced fucking idiot for shooting his mouth off about you to two other world leaders, and you're going to turn around and come back saying, I'm deeply respected by all world leaders?
Well, I think that's kind of his tactic. Like, it's that childish kind of...
I know you are, but what am I?
Sort of, but just that, like, you know how little kids get shitty when you insult them? It's kind of just that. It's just like, they really respect me. They're just making fun of me because they respect me. No, they're not. But you could think that if you want. I don't know. It's just, I don't remember a point in history ever this happening, like, could you imagine people talking about like Diefenbaker and Churchill this way? It just wouldn't fucking happen.
No,
or Johnson, I believe, was president at the time, and you never had this kind of shit. Even like Nixon and the first Trudeau couldn't stand each other. They're pretty much, it's very, very similar. The relationship Nixon had with Justin's dad, but you would never hear this kind of public bullshit.
No, never.
And, like, name calling and childishness. Sorry, that's harder than you think. It's just a joke. There's no punchline.
Well, that's just it. That's what this whole thing is. Nothing but a fucking joke now. I mean, that's what. The leaders of these countries have just becoming a running. Again, it's one thing when every major world leader gets into a thing of power and, they become a couple of punchlines for Saturday Night Live or whatever. That's fine and dandy.
Well, sure.
But, but to all of a sudden to be able to think where it's almost like you don't need these comedians to talk about them, because literally the comedians aren't even cracking jokes about them.
No.
They're literally just rereading the headlines.
Yeah, well, that's all you have to do. And that's what I've always said, that it was going to be like. It's just, and what do you do? I mean, it's a monster we created, and now we just have to live with it. And that's the problem. Like, nobody wants to. Nobody wants to be in this situation, but, be careful what you wish for. Everyone wanted to go so really it was anti-Republican in the States that people went. It wasn't the Republicans that voted for Trump. It was people trying to change the Republican Party, and then here you go. You got your wish. You get a bunch of morons and people who can't deal with it. You have to do what Eric and Gordon say. Yeah, get rid of them all. You can't expect anyone from their inner circle is going to change. This is what you get when you try to change, but you try to talk the old guard into doing something new. this is what ends up happening. They don't get it. They don't understand real change, and this is what they ended up coming up with, was this fucking Trumpster fire.
Nice.
It's so sad. I hate that we were so right, and the answer is we have to get rid of government, both of them, clean house completely. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, is there writing on the wall for Trump? I certainly think so. There were 3 congressional experts, constitutional experts, that told the hearing that in no uncertain terms what he has done is impeachable. And there's one Republican guy saying, well, they're not denying what he's done because they can't. But the one dude is saying, well, they're not actually crimes. That's their whole defense right now, as well. He didn't actually commit like a crime. They're not saying like what he did was shitty. They're just, well, they weren't actually crimes. And I don't think that should be the litmus test. I don't think it's, I think the fact that this conversation is even being had, if it were any other person than the president, he would be forced to step down. Like, people have done so much less than him and been forced to resign. But for him, it's like, well, you didn't commit a crime per se. Well, that doesn't matter. We shouldn't be having this conversation about the leader of the free world.
No, exactly.
I'm not justifying anything, but maybe he shouldn't ever be in a position where the leader of Canada can make fun of him. Like, what have you become when Justin Trudeau can mock you?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you're talking Trudeau, man. I mean, like, target of all targets has just made you a target for a gag. That's
gotta hurt. That's enough to just drain the orange right out of your face. I did like the one thing that the one person at Trump's hearing said, that if we can't impeach this man for his misdemeanors, then we no longer live in a democracy. And I just thought, wow.
I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, like, there's truth to the statement, but yet there isn't. I don't even care.
It's did you see that one political cartoon? It wasn't like a funny meme thing. It was like one of those like New Yorker type cartoons, and it was just the Lady Justice with her arms tied behind her back, like on her face, like face down, bleeding. The scales, the scales are broken beside her.
I'm surprised that guy hasn't been killed by Clinton yet.
It was, yeah, right. Pretty brutal.
Sorry, I didn't get killed. I meant suicide.
Yeah. Let's see what I got here. If this will work for me. I want to get off Trump for a minute, but
yeah.
It's not gonna work. You son of a bitch. Oh, maybe it's turned down. Anyway, I just realized I'm not talking on my phone, so I can use it for James's favorite sound effect. But they don't want to work now. What else did I have? All I had was if they were one person, would you call them True Dumper or Trumpo?
Trumpo.
They're going far enough now. They're saying that it's not even just the Ukraine thing. It's actually the way he tried to interfere with the Mueller investigation into the last election. That should be brought up as well, and that should be impeachable as well. So basically, they're going to find a reason. If he gets voted in again, they'll find a reason by February to get rid of him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll guarantee that. That's guarantee. Here's some news for you.
Oh, here we go.
We need to build a wall. We need to build a wall. We need to build a big, beautiful wall. We need to build a wall. We need to build a wall. We need to build a big, beautiful wall.
That's the Trump song.
I actually found myself dancing there. So,
sorry, I didn't mean to do that one. So you have some news. Go with your news now.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, our favorite little midget.
I have a Korea story too. Perfect.
So he rode a white horse up a sacred mountain for the second time in a couple of months. It's some big symbolic visit up this fucking mountain. And he gets up there and basically just shot his mouth out against the U.S., saying that he issued a statement berating Trump for suggesting that the U.S. could use military force against North Korea if diplomacy fails, and warned that any attack would cause a horrible consequence for the Americans. Quote, "One thing I would like to make clear is that the use of armed forces is not the privilege of the U.S. only."
Oh, Jesus.
That's meanwhile, of course, because Trump continues to say that his relationship with Kim Jong-un is really good.
Yeah.
He's good. Trump added that we have the most powerful military we've ever had, and we are by far the most powerful country in the world, and hopefully we don't have to use it, but if we do, we will use it. That's his warning to King Jong a while earlier this year.
And Trump wants a war. He always has. He'll do it. And Kim Jong-un's going to want to watch out because he's got nothing. He likes to talk a big game, but everybody knows he's got nothing. And I could see Trump just marching in and destroying him just as a nice way of saying goodbye.
But the thing is I'm pretty sure, I would almost guarantee that I don't know why I think this, but I'm pretty sure that if Trump were to actually start a war, I don't think he would ever go up and just level the whole country. I literally think that he would literally just blow up the entire King Jong-un palace and just level the palace itself and be like, okay, there that is.
Yeah, probably.
Anything else? And that's it. He just dropped the one bomb, blow up the entire fucking palace with King Jong and all the guys in it, and then just level the whole palace. Be like, yep, there it is.
Drop it right on top of his white pony.
Yeah.
Stable.
That's it.
just take out that stable just to show him that we can. There you go. Seriously, do the horse's head in the bed, like from The Godfather. How do you like me now, little stymie?
Right?
Always call him little stymie.
Fuck. Here, I got a whole bunch of fucked up things here to talk about.
Well, just on the Korea story, did you hear about the lady right here in beautiful British Columbia? I'm not sure where she was, who rescued a dog from Korea, who was scheduled to be slaughtered for meat. That's the new savior thing when you rescue.
I did hear about that. That's right. Yes.
You rescue dogs, these Korean meat dogs. You rescue those now. That's the cool thing to rescue. And as soon as she got it home, took it for a walk, sat down after the walk, and the thing just went to town on her. Tore her to shreds. Evil little monster dog. Took 3 people to pull it off. Her arm was all messed. She had to have surgery and get metal plates installed in her arms and shit. And just...
That's awesome.
It's kind of not. It's kind of pretty, you rescue a dog, you think you're doing a good thing for and the dog doesn't give a shit.
See, but that's just it. That's what makes it so funny. People make such a big deal over the fact that these countries are eating fucking dogs. You rescue one and look what it does to thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason why they're eating the fucking dogs.
Yeah, right?
Right? Just putting that out there.
I don't have the love for dogs that people do. Do I like a nice dog when it comes up and it's nice to me? Sure. But it could be a skunk or a fucking narwhal. I don't, when animals are nice, I think it's cute. But I don't have that sentimental attachment to dogs. I have no problem that they eat them in Korea. They might think it's horrific that we eat, whatever, cows or look. Think how in India, if you ate a cow, that would be 10 times worse than us eating a dog.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a cultural, it's a difference, and a dog's no different than a horse or a cow, or it's all the same thing.
No.
But the rescuing of the wild animals, it's what I've said on this show many times. They don't love you. They love food, and you taste like food. But they're an animal. They will attack.
That's right.
Oh god, it's sad, but it's good. That's the other half of Korea for you. You get Kim Jong Un, his white ponies, and angry attack dogs.
Hang on a second here.
My other thing. Oh, you got something?
Yeah, well, there's this humorous image that was going across where they had a listing of all the animals, and it's basically they have like a listing of like all these like major sort of animals that we have, and then they draw lines next to each one or each grouping to sort of say, you know, wouldn't eat this because they're pets, wouldn't eat this because of this, wouldn't eat, and here's a scenario in which we would eat this sort of thing. And the list was put in front of me, and they said, well, what do you think of this? And I just laughed. I'm like, that first line, yeah, I'd move that right to the very fucking front, where it has like dogs and cats and all that shit. It's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're all food. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. I just don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
I told my cat on a daily basis that push comes to shove, he's a stew.
Right?
I used to pet him and tell him that. Anything happens, you're a stew, buddy. And he would do that. He felt the same about me. It was a mutual understanding.
Oh, absolutely. I gotta bring this thing. Where we draw the line? Animals as food. Oops.
I know that a lot of animals wouldn't taste good. That's the only, if I wasn't desperate, I probably wouldn't do it.
Because, I think there's one that went up for, I think it was like PETA. Somebody put up a giant one. And it has like the listing of pet to food. And it says, all animals want to live. Where do you draw the line? And somebody put a line in it initially where it goes chicken, cow, pig, chicken. I don't know what the fuck that's. What is a bull? I guess. Pig, cow, duck, and then right beside the fucking duck, there's somebody drew a line and says, this is right where I draw the line. And then it goes horse, rabbit, and it goes the list on from forward on. Now, what's funny is the rest of the pictures, and this is what makes me laugh because the image that I saw was genius because there's a whole bunch of different animals. Because like this one, literally, the order goes duck, bull, pig, cow, chicken. Then it goes horse, rabbit, dog, cat, dog, cat, dog.
Right.
Well, there's a lot more animals on the planet than just dogs and cats.
I can say for my birthday one year, way back when I was in Calgary, might have been my first birthday in Calgary, so I was turning 21, something like that. My wife took me to a authentic Spanish restaurant, and it was very Spanish, like Spain Spanish. And I had a pet rabbit who I adored. His name was Dirty Frank. And he was just a great little guy. I loved him. He didn't have a door on his cage. He came and went as he pleased. He was litter trained. He was just a cool little thing. Yeah. And for my authentic Spanish meal, they served me rabbit. And it was like a whole rabbit. Like you could tell it was a rabbit. Kind of came out like the way those little if you got a game hen and you get the whole thing and you.
Yeah. When they bring like a full pig on a stick sort of thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And it disturbed the shit out of me. And I couldn't eat it. Only because I had the pet. Actually, I've had rabbit since, and it's quite tasty. But at the time, it was rough. And I hate to be so cliche, but it fucking does just taste like chicken.
Yeah, it does.
People say everything tastes like chicken, but yeah, rabbit, it's like a dry chicken. Yeah. But yeah, cat, dog, whatever. What do you draw why don't we eat hamsters then? It would be like little chicken wings, almost.
Yeah.
If you just had hamster carcasses, like sweet and sour or fucking teriyaki. I don't know. That actually sounds delicious. I think we should do that instead of wings, actually.
Go to your local bar. Can I get a plate of hamster, please?
Yeah, man. Just a little. It's no more gross than wings, really.
It's all the same shit.
Call a spade a spade. But eating meat, if you really stop to think about it, is a pretty fucking vulgar, disgusting, primal thing to do. Like, we're tearing the flesh off an animal and burning it and eating it. It's just gross.
Is it weird that you're making me hungry?
It's delicious. My mouth is watering. I'm having trouble saying it. I don't like to see it. As far as I'm concerned, meat comes from a cellophane styrofoam package on a shelf. That's it. I don't need to see the slaughter. I know what happens, but I don't want to think about it.
First time I had rabbit was at my house when I had a pet rabbit at the floor. When my rabbit was gonna die, we were actually talking to a buddy of mine who was a hunter. I was actually asking him, like, hey, can I kill and eat this fucking rabbit when we knock it off? And he says no, because of the food that we feed it, it's not good for us to intake.
Right, absolutely.
So he said no, so we didn't.
And you know, Gordon Ramsay, God love him, I haven't had a reason to talk about him, but he's got a fantastic show called The F Word.
Yes.
And the F word is food, by the way. It's this funny little joke. Actually, that is pretty funny coming from him. But he did a whole documentary series teaching his children how to raise goats. And for the whole season, they raised these goats, and they didn't name them. But they played with them, and happy meat is better. So they played with them. They made them happy. But they knew what the end game was, that they were going to kill them and eat them afterwards. And it really taught his children how to respect the meat. Treat the animal well while it's alive, and then kill it and eat it. It's not practical, unfortunately. We can't have the free range cattle all over the fucking country. We don't have. Well, we have the space for it, but most countries don't. But I'm sure there's a common ground where we can. I know a lot of vegans would probably have exceptions to their rules if the things were treated properly before. They've got to corn-fed, farm-reared, fucking. They go for walks 4 hours a day, and people read them bedtime stories, and then it's okay to kill them. I'm sure. I know a couple of vegans who would definitely, cross that bridge if they could. But it's just they disagree with the practice. They're not against eating meat. They just disagree with the practice of how meat is treated and stuff. So it's all.
Nowadays, there's very few of those nowadays. Because nowadays everybody's a fucking vegetarian or a vegan. Because they want to save the animals, save the animals, save the animals. That's all it's about.
What are we saving the animals for? Let's say you win the battle and we save all the animals. What happens? They start attacking us.
Yeah.
Really?
But that's fine. They're fine with that.
What are we going to do? We're running out of food. We're running out of air. We're running out of the resources on the planet. That's the big scare. Oh, my God, we got to save the planet. Well, what the fuck happens if we're overrun by cows and pigs? They breed to shit and take up our whole city. I know it sounds silly, but truth be told, what would we do if we stopped slaughtering them and we just let them all go? They would run rampant. They'd be inside of a year. They'd be diseased and feral and rabid.
Yep.
What are we saving? People. It's the same thing as saving your fucking Reader's Digest magazines or saving old toilet paper. What the fuck are you saving things for? You don't need to save things. There's plenty of things. You're never going to run out of things. We're not going to run out of animals. We don't need to save the fucking cows. You're not doing the planet any favors. And I thought cow farts were the fucking evil that's ruining the environment anyway. Shouldn't we be glad we're killing them?
One would assume.
It's just fucking grow up, get a new cause, solve a problem. Saving cows, you're not solving any problem. You're just making meat eaters mad at you.
Yeah, no, you're not lying. And I don't get.
And they don't love us back. Yeah, they're never going to appreciate it.
No.
Just so you know, you get nothing out of it except a bunch of people mad at you. And that's all you people with a fucking cause out there and your stupid conspiracies. You're going to solve nothing. Even if we all just succumb to your stupid, retarded way of thinking, it solves nothing. You're just creating tension where it doesn't need to be.
Yep.
Stop it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all your crap. Here's my end of the year fucking speech for everybody. Fucking get over it. All right? What was it last year's fucking figure it out? This year's fucking get over it, okay? I'm so wound up and mad, and now I'm clear-headed enough that the show's getting back to where it is. See, I knew it'd only take a week before I was angry again. It's like happy entering the new year. Here's your Christmas card from Eric and Gord, everybody. Merry Christmas. The Earth is round. We've been to the moon. Vaccines work. Climate change is real. Chemtrails aren't a fucking thing. Evolution is fact. Science is real. Merry Christmas. Go solve a fucking problem.
Yeah, see, and that's just it. That's all I hate them all.
Yeah, but if you looked outside my window right now and then thought about, you can't imagine how much we look like when Hilldale got real bad in Back to the Future 2. Remember when they go to the future and fucking what's his nuts gambled and made all the money and now he's the president or whatever, and the town's all shit.
Biff,
and the town's all shitty, and that's what we're living right now. Trump is fucking Biff.
Yeah.
And our world looks shitty like that. I'm looking out the window right now, and it just caught my eye. I was like, holy fuck, I'm in Back to the Future 2.
You're not lying.
Not the cool part with the hoverboards and the neat video games. It's the shitty part. And I don't see Doc Brown coming to save us anytime soon.
No, not at all. It's just, I don't see anything. I don't see anybody, anything, anyone. I just don't see, we're not being saved by anybody.
I don't think we are. I think we're going, God forgive me for thinking Australians were right, but I think we got a Mad Max looking future. I really do.
And Canadians are fucked because we don't have any weapons.
We're laughing. We don't need weapons. We got resources. What we need to do is build a fucking wall.
Well, see, and that's just it. And that's what will never happen.
We need to put a big old bubble over Canada and tell everyone to piss off. We're closed for business.
Yeah, I've been asking for that for a while now.
People are going to come. We are target one in a post-apocalyptic situation. We got everything we need. Yeah, money, all you people hoarding money and you getting rich, your money ain't worth shit. You're going to be burning it for warmth when shit comes. And the people with wood and water are the people who are going to be rich. Wood and water are going to be the new currency, and we've got it all here, and they're going to be coming at us from all directions.
Yeah, and we have nothing to defend ourselves against them.
No, because we've got people like Justin Trudeau saying we don't need it. Kumbaya, everybody loves us. We're going to be in love. No, we are fucking targets. They will be tearing us to shreds for our water.
Nobody needs to hurt us. Nobody needs to hurt us.
Yeah,
just weapons. We'll be fine.
People are going to be begging Stephen Harper to come back when this shit happens. I think I see my friend Rob out there. Haven't seen him in a long time.
Is he looking for a sandwich?
Good to know he's still alive. No, he's not tonight. That was funny with Bernie, though. Oh, my God, I couldn't believe that. Dude, what are you doing? And it's piss and rain, and they're fighting over their sandwich, and it keeps falling on the ground, and then they're still fighting over it. I'm like, guys, I think the sandwich is lost.
It's done. When you're picking it up and it drips from rain, it's not good.
And then I didn't get to see the final result because I was just too busy laughing. Oh my God, man, you've lived with Brad Pitt. I wonder if they call each other.
Brad just calls him up just to laugh at him. Hey, man, I'm worth $50 million. How you doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. Haha.
You are the inspiration for the guy in True Romance, which basically, yeah, that makes sense. That's the one story that, yeah, I can see that. The stoner on the couch. Anyway, that was funny. I was trying to cheer you up with just funny shit at that point. I didn't realize how bad you were. I didn't realize you were sleeping.
Yeah, I'd fallen asleep at that point on the toilet, but yeah. It's embarrassing. So those who don't know, we were in the middle of, I'll just admit it, I don't care. We were in the middle of doing the podcast, and all of a sudden my stomach flopped, and I had to take a shit really bad. And so I told Eric, I'm like, yeah, I got technical error. And he's like, you got a shit, don't you? I'm like, yeah. And I just hung up the phone.
I cut that part out. I'm putting it right back in now.
Yeah, you can put that back in. I'm fine with that.
You guys can hear it live.
You can hear that sounded like live. So I did that, and I go to the bathroom. I got it all out of me, what I thought, and I'm like, okay, that feels better. I get back out to my car to sit back out and get everything ready. And as soon as I sat down my car, it just gurgled again. I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. So I go flying back to the toilet, and oh my God, if it wasn't pouring into me, it was just building up, and then doing another run, and it was terrible. So I messaged Eric. I'm like, I don't know how long this is going to take or whatever. And Eric's like trying to message me. And I woke up literally about 3.5 hours later, and I'd fallen asleep shitting on the toilet. I was sweating. It was in rough shape. It was a bad poop.
Thank God we don't do video calling.
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh, it'd be so funny and yet so terrible.
Just the gorge sleeping Cam.
Imagine that. I'm just sitting there. You just keep the podcast going for 3 hours. I'm just snoozing away in the fucking toilet. Everyone's watching this echo fart in the background.
I had a thing like that where back in the good old days when I was hopping on trains to keep warm, and I fell asleep on the train one time and somehow managed to turn the camera on my phone.
Oh,
so
really?
I guess I was just bouncing around snapping pictures of myself. And I wake up, I get off the train, I'm going through my phone, there's all these pictures, and I just got snot running down my face, and I just look disgusting. Like, oh, that's great. I was on that train for like 45 minutes. How many people saw me like that?
All of
them. The one time my phone didn't get stolen.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Go figure. And that's because they looked at it and think, look at all the snot on. I ain't touching that. Fuck it.
I apologize for all the coughing. I usually keep a drink with me because I know the air in here is very dry, but I don't have one right now. And
no.
Killing me. But we're a good hour in if we want to. That's right. It's pushing my limit almost soon anyway. We got about 10 more minutes before I got to call it a night.
Okay, well, I got 2 things to fill your 10 minutes.
Do any of them involve Google? Because we haven't even got around to my Google story.
Which Google story? What?
Well, I've been meaning for 2 days. Google, a bunch of employees were just fired from Google. Google saying it's because they were violating spying laws. Like they were. Google's trying to say, oh, we're getting rid of the people spying. But really, I guess these 4 employees are saying it's because they were trying to unionize. So there's a massive lawsuit against Google now because it's very illegal to interfere with people's unionizing, organizing efforts. You can't do that. And they're claiming that's why they were fired. So Google not looking too good right now. I'm not. I used to be very pro-union. I'm very not anymore. Just because of what you were talking about last night, that the discrepancy between what the unions are pocketing and what they're asking you to give up. It's pretty fucking disgusting. I was almost in $100,000 position before things went south for me. I could have had, and it's not just $100,000 position. It's $100,000 position with a car, gas card, a travel expense account. All like they're living large and asking you not to. But it's a weird situation there for Google. My question really, what the hell is a Google employee unionizing against? You make fucking tons of money to play video games all day. What are you worried about? But nevertheless, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like, it could be a big fall from grace, especially with Huawei not being allowed to have Google, but people being very excited about their operating system. This could be the beginning of a big downward spiral for the biggest company in the world.
It's very true, and I don't know if you heard this, but Huawei is looking at suing the U.S.
Really?
Yes, that was just announced yesterday.
For the operating system thing, or for
basically for slander.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They probably have a case there, I would say.
The only thing is, if they're going to sue the U.S., then they have to sue the other countries that have already banned them, because that the U.S. was just taking their word in the sense and using what they did. So, but they've just been more vocal about it.
Yeah, but if it's a slander case, then it's the vocal thing that matters.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think they would do good for themselves to take the high road and just keep kicking ass. Their phones are amazing. They put everyone to shame, and they're getting popular. I could see them bumping Samsung out of second place for sure soon if people warm up to this no Google situation, because they're not allowed to have Google on their phones. They've got, I forget what it's called now, Harmony, I believe it's called.
I believe that's right, yes.
The Harmony operating system, apparently it's just as good. I doubt that.
Anytime somebody says just as good, you know it's a lie.
Yeah, it's probably Bing compared to Google. If anyone's ever used Bing, every once in a while every time something screwy happens on my computer, my default web browser goes back to Bing. And then I'll accidentally use it for something. It's just the difference is ridiculous. How could you be that inferior? Like, Google's been around long enough. You should be able to copy them without breaking copyright laws. Like,
yeah,
it's just the difference. And my God, try Yahoo. Just for a joke, everybody. Go home and try to fucking look something up on Yahoo. All their information, it's just the Encyclopedia Britannica. And I swear there's just a guy flipping pages and then he's typing shit as fast as you can look it up. The information you get from Yahoo is just fucking ridiculous. But anyway, sorry. Point is, I think they should take the high road, just promote the shit out of themselves, and don't get into a pissing match with the states. You'll never win that. You'll be in court for the rest of your lives.
Yeah. No, it's very true.
But just be better. Be better and we'll buy. Look at when Japanese shit got better. After World War II, Japan was the most hated country in the world. They were the devil. We had to stay away from it. And then we just started buying their shit because they started making good stuff.
That's right. You can thank the knife industry for that.
Definitely, that's a part of it. I think it was more the cars and electronics that were.
Oh yeah, no, I'm being a smart ass, but yeah.
But definitely the knives and the cartoons. I mean, let us not forget, Transformers was on the air in Japan 10 years before it came here.
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time too.
With Astro Boy was years before we ever saw him.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
The Japanese know their shit, and they know how to sell it to us. And Huawei could do the same thing, because we'll buy Chinese shit. As much as China is evil, And
nobody can afford anything else. We can only afford China stuff. So
it's so popular to hate them and yet support the shit out of them.
Yep.
China's evil. China's the devil. We got to protect the Falun Gong. Yeah, look around just the vehicle you're in and how much of it is made in China, and then shut the fuck up.
Oh, that would just be too. Yeah. Oh, fuck. It'd be too easy if that would happen.
I'm just trying to see here. Oh, it'll be right here. The microphone I'm talking on, made in China. The computer it's plugged into, I don't even want to guess. It's either China or Korea. My Motorola phone, mostly probably China. It's an American phone too. I forgot that. Anyway, everything we like is made in China, or it's shipped through China in some way. And
everything.
Anyway, you got. Sorry, I kind of just stole your thunder on that one. Did you want to jump in with one last one to end the night?
Yeah, why not? I'm not. I mean,
Sorry, I've been off my game for 2 weeks now. It just feels good to be back. So I'm kind of crapping on you a little bit tonight, but we'll get back to our balance tomorrow. I promise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, everything will balance itself out. This thing here, the last thing here is just a thing that the names are stacking up. There's so far 629 girls and women from across Pakistan who were sold as bribes to Chinese men and taken to China. It's becoming a huge fucking deal. They had a listing of 31 Chinese nationals that were charged in connection with the trafficking, but all of them were acquitted because either some of the women refused to testify because they were either threatened or bribed into silence. Two that spoke on condition of anonymity and I can never say the fucking word, of being quiet. They got out because they feared for retribution for speaking out. So they all got away with it. But yeah, 629.
Wow.
Girls and women from across Pakistan. That is since 2018.
Holy shit. Just sold like Korean meat dogs.
Yeah, that's it. They're just basically being sold out there because of how shitty everything is in Pakistan for the women. They're just basically exploiting the country's poor and vulnerable people and making them money.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and there's a lot of men that wouldn't hesitate to sell a daughter for a good price. It's so sick and disgusting how second-rate women are in these countries. And I was kind of alluding to it prior. Like, you look at any point in history, there's no Save the Women campaigns out there. There's Save the Whales, there's Save the Animals, there's Save the Spirit Bears. Everything comes before women in every culture. It's so disgusting and wrong, and people don't see it that way in other countries. People don't. We don't understand the extent to which they're mistreated. It's.
Oh yeah. The thing is the thing that I'll almost bet though is that even though they're being sold as bribes to the Chinese men, I'll bet you they're being treated better than what they're going to be treated in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's a sad truth too. You're probably really accurate there, which is disgusting. But I don't know. I don't know how the Chinese treat women, but I'm sure you're right. That's God. That's just painful to think about. Everybody go find a woman right now and hug her. No, don't. That would be a bad thing.
It'd be humorous for us, but yeah, a bad thing.
But seriously, everybody go tell a woman how much you respect them tonight or tomorrow or something for Christmas. Go say Merry Christmas to every woman out there and make sure they feel it. That almost got me choked up. Jesus.
It's crazy. China's foreign ministry has said that it was unaware of this list. Of course, you know. We didn't know the list existed.
If China it really didn't know all the shit they claim not to know, they wouldn't know anything. That's just the worst analogy I could come up with ever. I couldn't think of one because I'm baffled. But that's always their go-to thing. Oh, we have no knowledge of this. China, the jig is up. We know. Okay. We don't. You don't have to pretend anymore. You're not fooling anybody. We've seen behind the curtain. But just get these women, help these women, treat them right, and make it okay. I guess as okay as you can.
Listen to this shit. This is insane. The Chinese and Pakistani brokers are making between 4 million and 10 million rupees, which is about $25,000 and $65,000.
That's just ridiculous.
From the group. But only about 200,000 rupees, which is about $1,500, is given to the actual families.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
So, like, literally, you're selling off your wife or your daughter for $1,500 while somebody else is making up to $65,000.
Yeah. Well, you can always pound out 10 or 12 more every year. I want to pick this up again. I really do. But unfortunately, we are out of time. And that actually means something for the next little while. This is a really fun episode. I feel like we're kind of back.
I think we're getting our groove back. That's for sure.
I definitely want to pick this up again. I do apologize for having to cut it short. I know it sounds weird for me and Gord, but it is what it is.
The good news is with me having my laptop now is I can open up certain windows. I can just leave these windows open on the laptop because, well, I just can. So I don't have to worry about losing the page or anything like that or having to refind it. I can just leave it open, which is great.
Very cool. Well, we did pull off an hour 10 tonight, so we're right back in the usual shape. I had a blast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And please go to wearerightdealwithit.com. There's a quick little 12-question survey there. It takes less than 30 seconds to fill out, and it just would really, really help us out with some new opportunities I'm trying to push for our show to get some sponsors. So if you can just stop by wearerightdealwithit.com and take 30 seconds. I know one of our fans already has done it for us, and thank you so much for that. It would really mean the world to us.
Excuse me. Well, if we could just get the rest of you motherfuckers to sign up, that'd be fantastic.
Yes.
You're already on the site, man. Just visit up. That's all you got to do.
Visits to our website have been fantastic, by the way. All right, I'm getting my door banged on already. Okay.
We'll probably talk tomorrow.
Piss me off. We will talk tomorrow. I really hope so. Until then, we will be back in roughly 23 hours to do this for you guys again. Until then, take care of your women.
And don't buy anybody to be your bride. Just don't buy them.
Don't buy brides. That's a good thing. All right, Gord. Thanks, buddy.
See you, my friend.
I'll probably chat with you on Facebook after this, but I gotta run for now.
Okay, no worries.
All right, man. Have a great night.
You too. Cheers.
Once it's in your head and then your head becomes a prison.